What's going on, ladies and gents? This is Dorian.
And this is Miss MVP, who is playing on her phone and shouldn't be. Good morning, good evening, and good night.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Convos in the Park podcast. As always, for the first-time listeners, thank you for joining us. We hope that we will be able to entertain you through this episode, and you'll continue to stay with us. And for those that have been with us for the past 20 episodes, we greatly appreciate y'all.
Yes, we do. We entertain ourselves, so hopefully we can entertain you also.
Yes. As always, you can follow us on all the social media at Convos in the Park, except for the Twitterverse. We are Convos in the Park. That's with a D-A. And if you like our entertainment, not our entertainment, if you like what you hear and you want to leave us a comment, or even if you do not like what you hear and you want to leave us a comment, you can do so in the comments and on social media. And you can also email us at parkbench@convosinthepark.com.
We return them as spam. Don't worry about it. So how are you doing today, Dorian?
I'm doing all right overall. Just trying to hang in there and deal with something that always battles me, and that is my sinuses. But other than that, I shall be okay. How about you, Miss MVP?
Nah, no complaints.
That's good.
Even when I got something to complain about, I try not to complain.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't do us much good.
No.
But
I do have something.
Okay.
Last week's episode, I was highly upset about the news of Jennifer Lopez and A-Rod.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not broken up.
Oh, say it ain't so.
No.
Oh.
They're not broken up. Of course, their publicists were very busy getting pictures and everything out of them over the last few weeks to show that they're not. But it was some type of scandal going on with him and some white chick, or at least she looks white. She might be Spanish.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it's just a cover-up.
I don't know if it was a cover-up or a payoff. It could be several different things, but we will never know.
Yeah, a payoff is telling of some things, but it is what it is, and that is the way it goes in the social elite world, where they have to make things look a certain way.
Yeah.
To protect their, I won't say all their businesses, but to cover their media presence, so that way they can continue to get deals. So,
of course,
I understand, but not the reality that me or you or the average listener would have to deal with.
Average listener. Yes. What you got on your mind today?
Well, I got a few things, but I cannot start the podcast without saying, for our Asian brothers and sisters out there, please stay safe. I can only speak for myself, but I have y'all in my prayers. I see a lot of the talk go about the Asian hate going on, but I won't say the Asian hate. Well, first I say the Asian hate definitely needs to stop, but this white terrorism needs to be the main culprit of being stopped as well.
Yeah, the white man is the devil. I read something, and not to take away from what you just said, but I read something years ago. It said a Native American man said the women would cook and clean and hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And the men would protect, eat, and have sex all night. The women would raise the children until they got a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
He said only a white man would come in and tear something down that perfect. So
yeah, it's been a history.
Yeah, there has been plenty of history where a lot of mass shootings have occurred because of the Caucasian persuasion, and not all of them. Yeah. Some of them.
Yes.
The sheriff, was it the sheriff that said it? Maybe it was the higher up law enforcement officer said that he was just at the end of his rope when he did that. I will tell you, less than 6 months ago, I lost my father. It's been plenty of days where I've been at the end of my rope.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of people around me who are still alive. I don't understand end of rope and sex addict, how they correlate with each other. I think that he may have had a fetish for Asian women and they turned him down or say, hey, you've had too many services here. We can't continue to do this, or this person doesn't work here anymore. Don't feel comfortable. We will never know exactly the real root cause of it.
Well.
However, my Asian community, who I know personally, they're very shaken. It's a place down the street, a little hidden gem in my neighborhood. They're Cambodian. Mm-hmm. And I went by there and I spoke to them, and they love my kids, and we spoke for a minute, and they have a sign up that says we are Cambodia, and a lot of people thought that they were Vietnamese, but they're some of the sweetest people. A little while ago, a couple friends of mine who I know who are Asian, I also used to work with a couple Asians. They are just a tight knit community, and it goes back to the Black Family Village, the family series,
right,
where they stick together. Black people, we stick together. Spanish people, we stick together. However, it's a lot of Asians. When you group Asia or Asian communities, you have
very diverse. Yeah.
Very diverse.
To say the least, yeah.
You have the Philippines. You have Thailand. You have, I want to say, 1, maybe 2 islands in Hawaii that habits a lot of Asian people. I want to say that they're considered Pacific Islanders.
Yeah.
So, but you have Cambodia, you have China, you have India, you have all these countries that are there that's in the continent, yeah. And it's like, like, come on.
Yeah, Taiwanese, yeah. Yeah, it's very diverse, but yeah, it's the American trend of...
Were you over in Asia?
I was in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and this just speaks to the American trend of generalization, and, you know, they'll do it for everyone else, but when it comes for, at least from what I see, the white community, it becomes an issue. And again, you know, they for to cover up the shooting and say, oh, well, it was a sexual addiction that caused the shooting. It's like, why are you continuing to try and cover up something when it shouldn't even be that way? Yes, the guy has an issue, but because he is white, then, you know, they cover it up.
So let me ask you this. It's not going to get dark, I promise.
Okay.
Tiger Woods is what he considers Cablasian.
Yeah. Cablinasian, yes.
He has a sex addiction.
Yeah.
He didn't fucking kill nobody.
No.
He's had sex with multiple women. He's gone to what they call therapy.
Yeah. No, and I completely get it, but you know,
didn't Terry Crews say he had a sex addiction too?
A lot of people have gone out there and say they have a sex addiction, but they never went out to try and kill someone. But they had to find some kind of cover up, because it just couldn't be that it was a hate crime, or that I think, like you said before, it was a fetish and he just got turned down and decided to go out. And I think even some of the news that I've heard about this particular guy, and if you don't know, we're talking about the guy that recently shot up several Asian businesses in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he even went out and, well, some of the response was that some of the people that were there said that he's out to kill all Asians. So, I mean, I don't see how clear it is in that aspect, but, you know, we sit here and try to cover it up. And again, this is not something that should be taken lightly, and it's not something that we aren't, unfortunately, used to hearing. It's just that now we're just hearing it more about it in the Asian community when it's been going on throughout this nation for quite some time when it comes to people that aren't the same color as the ruling minority.
Let me tell you something here. Let me get a little closer to this microphone. I am not sure how many Asians are. Let me tell you something. I know all of them are hurt right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how many, because I don't care about the number for real. I don't know how many are in prison right now. But I will say that of all the countries, cultures, Vietnamese, Korean, South Korean,
Right.
Japanese, whomever, I don't know how many of them are in prison. The triad runs thick. Yeah. I know this. They are ninjas for real. So I don't know if the Aryan Nation want to go up against them or not. And I'm not saying that he was a part of the Aryan Nation.
Right.
But I'm talking about just racism. The Aryan Nation, they want the world, quote unquote, pure.
Yeah.
The KKK. And it's a lot of them that are in prison. Mm-hmm. But our little yellow brother and sisters, I wouldn't know. No. And when he walks across that threshold to the prison, it's open season.
Oh, yes.
It's open. And I wouldn't doubt that that's going to be a documentary.
I wouldn't doubt it either. But, yeah, I mean, like, it seems to be a trend of history repeating itself. And, I mean...
An ugly trend.
Yeah, an ugly trend. And, like you said, for anyone that wants to tread against people like that, I mean... If people don't notice, I mean, you have Sun Tzu that wrote The Art of War. Mm-hmm. So they know about combat. And it's not to, to generalize or anything else like that. But, I this is proven fact. And then also you have the Vietnam War, where we don't want to talk about it as much because we were dealt a good bro.
Yeah.
And that's because of the tactics that they use. So, yeah, we had to adapt. So, yeah, the history's out there, but I just don't get... Well, I can't say I don't get the rate, these attacks and everything else, because it's just fueled on racism, which, unfortunately, it comes from the mindset of people that just don't understand that there's going to be diversity and no one race is superior.
No, we're definitely not. And those of you who are wondering exactly what the Art of War is, it's basically not a playbook, but a foundation book for the Chinese military.
Yeah.
It's 13 chapters long by Sun Tzu and written back in the 5th century. So they had no rules, no laws. So go read it.
Yeah.
I think it's on Audible.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Yep, it really is. So, I mean, it's amazing to me how some people are very naive. And I'm going to blame this on the previous administration for pushing out the Chinese flu.
Yes, that horrible narrative.
Flu,
yeah.
And the Wuhan flu and all this other good stuff. Me personally, I'm just happy his damn name is not in the news every third word. However, yes. You cannot be afraid of Asian Americans. Asian Americans have done absolutely nothing to us.
Help build this nation, honestly.
And they have. You can't even do anything to the did I say Chinese or Asian? I said Asian.
Yeah, Asian.
Okay, you can't do anything to the non-Asian citizens who may be on visas. This is going to tarnish our relationship with that community for a long time.
Yes.
Now, it's a gift and a curse in everything.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be more vigilant when it comes to our surroundings, because there were men at the salon as well as women, not only just working there, but when you have a salon like that was, you have to think about that could have easily been a not a massage parlor or spa, could have been a nail shop.
Yep.
You have so many little girls who go and get their nails done. So many of just so they can spend time with mommy daughter or even daddy daughter.
Yep.
They go and get their little pedicures and everything. You have, even though it's a pandemic, you have brides who are still getting beautified for their pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's springtime, so you got proms that are coming up, and it's just a lot of stuff. It could have easily been so tragic, but we have to look at the beauty of, because that could have been something like more than 8 people.
Yeah.
I am so upset and disappointed with American citizens, not even just black or white, but those who choose to go on mass shootings, which are typically not people of color, handle it with that one person.
Yeah.
The shooter that was in Las Vegas, there was absolutely no reason for him to do that.
No.
The Sandy, the elementary school.
Oh yeah, the one. Yeah, that was way back. Yeah.
The son had an issue with his mom. Handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like the Valentine's Day massacre.
Mm-hmm.
Handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like you.
Columbine
was so long ago. Oh my God, it's like one of the first real mass shootings when we were younger. Like that was publicized.
Yeah. You have to put that part out there
because this is prehistoric.
Yes.
This is pre-social media, so it just depends on what was publicized, or if you had any firsthand knowledge of publications that you could touch.
Yeah.
So long story short is, those of people who know somebody, there's always somebody who knows what you're going to do. They might not think you're serious about it, but you need to know.
Yeah.
Pay attention to your surroundings by all means. If you know that, like say for instance, you go and get a pedicure every 2 to 3 weeks, and that same person is in there even when you go on your off weeks. Like say you went a month because it's winter time. Mm-hmm. You went a month. Or you went 2 weekends back to back. And this one person is up in there every time and he does not work there. Start asking questions. He or she. I'm just using it as an example for what happened. But start paying attention.
Yeah.
And not saying that the Asian community was not, because they do. They pay attention. But it's, oh my God, it's so heartbreaking. And listening to these stories of the kids talking about the parents or the loved ones. And it's just, it's like, why? There's no need for it.
Yeah, there's no need, but it's frustrating, and it's something that unfortunately Americans, especially Americans of color, have come to learn to live with.
Yes.
And it makes it difficult because we start to tend to get desensitized to certain things. And, especially with 2020, you start to get numb to a lot of things. And then, but it kind of opens back up when it's not someone that's black.
Yeah.
That you hear about it. Because I know for a while, and not to make fun of it, but, it's like back in the days where you used to hear about a shooting go on and you like rolling the dice like, we know it's not black. Mm-hmm. Until we had that.
We still play that guy.
Yeah, until we had the DC sniper, which we was like, oh damn.
And I was in Montgomery when it happened.
When the DC sniper happened, I was in Quantico.
Yeah, you were.
I was in Quantico when that was going down. So yeah,
it is weird because the liquor store, the ABC store, where the woman told me that he was in his town, he had just shot a lady at the gas station. 1 or 2 people at the gas station, right down the street. And I was like, "Man, you lying?" And she's like, "Nope." That, like, psychologically, you have to wonder what makes that person tick.
Yeah.
Just like when the police official said he was at the end of his rope. We're all at the end of our rope.
At some point in time, yes.
So some people indulge in ice cream. Some people indulge in video games.
Some people indulge in alcohol. Some people indulge in drugs. Yeah.
Sex.
Yep.
Nobody that I know indulge in mass shootings.
No.
So it's something psychological there, but it's something that's also not psychologically there because it was planned out.
I would say, most of these mass shootings are calculated to a T. So it's like they knew what they were going into to do. It's like, it's not, I could see if it was something extremely psychological to where, okay, they just snap and then boom, you got something from, what's the name of that? I forget the name of that movie with Michael Douglas when he finally snapped.
Is it Sam?
No, not Sam. It's something I can't think the name of right now. But yeah, it's not like one of those moments where.
Oh, you said Michael Douglas.
Yeah, okay. where he just somebody just snaps and then just goes on a postal spree, so to say. But yeah, when it's that calculated, it's not something Again, not a professional, but it's not something. I don't think it's something where it's completely psychological. It's something that they've been planning for a minute, and they just finally acted on it. And
definitely.
And of course, you always get those. Oh, well, he was such a sweetheart. I would never see this out of him. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you just didn't want to. This is like a bad relationship. You see the red flags from the second time you see that person.
Yeah.
Sometimes the first.
Yeah.
Like I was reading a book, and it was it was red flags from the time that he said hello to her. And her instincts were saying, walk away. Mm-hmm. And yet she played herself to the end, to the point where her best friend ended up getting shot. She was played. She was recorded sexually. Oh. And he would give a necklace to every girl who he, quote unquote, made his girl. So once he humiliated you and showed it to his friends and stuff, you were no good to him. But it was red flags before that, but that's a different subject. So I apologize to our Asian community that you're feeling this. By no means anyone should be feeling these feels right now.
No.
We should all definitely band together because we're literally immigrant people on top of immigrant people helping each other.
Yes.
So, sorry, guys.
Yes, definitely. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. And I think like we started from the beginning of this conversation, stop the terrorism. That's pretty much point blank what it is. Stop the white terrorism and just call it out for what it is.
They're too afraid to do that.
Yeah, there's no need to sugarcoat it. Again, I think I've said this on this podcast.
Terrorism.
Yeah, I said this on this podcast numerous occasions. Like the veil of racism and especially in America has been lifted a long time ago. The skirt is showing. So it's no need for us to try to hide it or sugarcoat it. Just call it for what it is. Hold them accountable for domestic terrorism. And just roll with it from there. Just, okay, yes, a white person messed up. All right. But of course, that can never be the case. And, and again, anyone that listening should have some common sense to this. I just got to go ahead and put this out there. But this discussion is not trying to say that all white people do this or terrorists or racist or whatever. But again, it's a lot more showing than usual. For all those that support, we appreciate y'all. But I just don't want anyone to try and mix it up and say that, we're promoting all this hate. No, we're not promoting hate. We're promoting people being held accountable no matter what race, creed, or color.
Definitely. Definitely. I pray for everyone. But let's not keep the mood somber.
Yeah.
The goddamn stimulus checks finally came out. I'm so sick of y'all motherfuckers in Walmart. Get the hell out. I can't pull up in Target. Can't do nothing. Y'all act like y'all ain't never seen a damn dollar before. Take y'all ass home so I can do what I gotta do. I'm saying FedEx, Amazon, goddamn post office, and UPS. I even seen DHL. They gotta come all the way from Pensacola. On my little cul-de-sac. All week. All right, damn.
Yeah, they in Best Buy too, snatching up them TVs. But I mean, like I think we touched on it a bit last episode. It's been a lot of people have been going several months without being able to ball out, as they would say. So stimulus check hit, now they got a chance to, do some extra stuff with the money. Now, again, we can't tell people what to do with their money. No. But, we're hoping that you're at least putting some of it away or paying some of these bills off before you went crazy. That'd be that. Yeah, but, yeah, I mean, yes, the stimulus checks have came for a majority of people. And yeah, now we're going to see a lot of movement in the economy. This is kind of what America wanted. So, yeah, it's definitely going to happen. And within the Black community, yeah, it's going to be a lot of stuff. And, of course, I see all the memes where they'll say, I think it was one meme where they took a scene from Black Panther and they pulled up the Burger King and it was like, I want the throne.
Sorry for that pause. I have to filter out some of the bullshit Dorian be saying sometimes, and he's medicated. Sorry,
just a little bit.
Sorry,
but this is really what it said. It's like when the stimulus check hit, and you're at Burger King, I want the throne.
I have not seen any Black folks acting crazy with the sandwich check, but I'm also not on social media like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you may not be on social media like that, but like I said, I see it. And again, just from me shopping around today, I've seen it. I didn't see it as bad, but then again, I wasn't in Walmart. I was in Best Buy. It wasn't that crowded with stuff. And yeah, there was a lot of shopping and a lot of TVs being bought from what I saw.
If I go to the fish market tomorrow, I got no damn fish. I'm very upset. If I don't have any fish and crab claws, crab fingers.
Well, anything crab related is probably gone already. And
it's almost crawfish season too. Oh, no, it is crawfish season.
Yeah, I would say those are probably going to be gone too.
Look.
Crawfish, crab legs, all that. Crabs.
My seafood guy lives right there. I would call him and say, hey, his name is Johnny, air quotes. I'm on my way to you. Nah, what you want? Like, the hell I want. Stop talking like that. Yeah. If it ain't done when I get up in the morning to go, we got some issues.
Then you might as well go ahead and get that prepared to have some issues because, like you said, stimulus checks out. People gonna ball out, and what's the best way for Black people to ball out?
I'm tired
is to get some seafood.
Some Black people, not everybody, but I'm happy that everybody's able to be a little bit more comfortable financially. It's nothing more unfair than being insecure about your finances or swiping your debit card when you go somewhere. So I'm happy that everybody is able to benefit from that. But I don't know if I told you or not, everybody who was not a Biden supporter, but yet the American Relief Plan that are benefiting from should have their checks revoked.
Yeah, you said that.
Okay, for the simple fact, because I've been thinking about this all week. For the simple fact that he was only giving $600, $1,200, which is fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every little dollar, it helps.
Yeah.
By no means am I knocking from that because I benefited from that.
Yes. I did too.
However, they're doing a little bit more because now they're saying, okay, we've sent out 3 stimulus packages now. How are these people going to survive after that?
Yeah.
Like, unemployment, number one, should be tax-free. But it's not.
No.
Now, granted, some states give out more unemployment due to the cost of living than anybody else. New York, cost of living weekly, y'all might get $1,000 a week versus here in Alabama is less than $300 a week.
Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah.
So it could be tax-free certain people, but they're only tax-free and they're not applying tax to like the first $10,000 or something like that. So it just depends on, because each state has different regulations.
Yeah.
However,
which is still crazy in and of itself, but I understand.
Yeah, it really is. But for the Trump supporters to benefit from the package is great, because I think when I think of things like this by the adults being able to vote, I think about the children who are semi-innocent in this because they're being taught hate.
Yeah.
So I think about the children who can benefit from this. They're able to get clean clothes, food, and internet provided for them, and all that other good stuff. So I say that they should revoke their money and their $300 to $600, how much ever money it's supposed to be per month for certain tax brackets. But hey, if they should have this shit sent back. They should. That's just me. But
yeah, I mean, I completely understand it, but, we can't fault them for making their decision. Again, this is, quote unquote, a free country. So they're willing, they're more
free at a cost.
Yes. They have their right to vote for who they wanted to vote for. And a lot of people voted for Trump. And, we can agree to disagree in that aspect in general. Do I feel that they were stupid for doing so? Yeah. And that's just my opinion. But I think there are plenty of people.
Of two evils.
We've been there too. Anyone that's paid attention to the political space knows, regardless of whether you vote Democrat or Republican, it's always going to be the lesser of two evils. There's never been a right, quote unquote, right person to be in a position that for presidency. And as much as, people, or as much as black people will cover for Barack Obama, I'm going to go on a limb and say he was the lesser of two evils, even in that voting as well. Twice.
I was a Bush fan. And
George W. Are we talking about George or are we talking about George W?
First off, that's only you that was old enough to vote for the pappy. Okay?
I was old enough to vote for George Sr.
Okay. Let's get that right.
Okay. So you're talking about George W. All right.
Junior.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, that's enough about that bullshit.
Yeah. All right. So I will go into the next thing that I had on my mind. We have officially reached our 21st episode.
Oh, wait a minute, my sound effect. Hold on. Okay. All right. Say it again.
We have reached our 21st episode. That's some sad fireworks.
I didn't want it to be too loud.
Okay.
Okay. Popping bottles. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, in reaching our 21st episode, it had me thinking. And it brought me to a question, and I'm going to go ahead and ask you and get your ideas on it. if you had the opportunity to talk to 21-year-old Miss MVP, what would you tell her overall?
Let's see.
Excuse me.
I would say be a little bit more secure with your finances. My job that I had at 21 was the same job I had at 31.
So 10 years spanning. Okay.
But I had started working there when I was 19.
Right.
So, when I retired, I was actually, financially squared away, and I still will be when I get, what's it? I don't even know the retiring age now, but I still will be, a little bit more secure in my money. But I would definitely say, get you as many, classes, financial classes, as possible. I would definitely forewarn her about children. Now, granted, the 21-year-old me was like, man, fuck that, I ain't having no kids.
Right.
I was almost 30 when I had my first one. So she was right. She didn't want any kids, but I would, at 21, I was pretty mature. So it's not a whole lot of wrong or challenging obstacles that I faced. I played it safe, but I had fun. I would travel just a little bit more. But I've always been happy. I'm not gonna say I'm simple, but I do not stress over things that are unobtainable at the time. I try to make sure that myself and my current state of mind is okay. Because if you clutter your mind with the BS for the future, you can't see what's in front of you.
That's true.
So I've always been happy, always been a happy person, motivated, self-motivated. I get up and get the shit done. One of my friends described me as being very tactical. So, tactical and strategic type of personality. So, my 21-year-old self, I would probably forewarn her of the illnesses, the future illnesses, and myself that will occur. My cousin passing away, my father a few years later, my mother being sick, so I would forewarn her about that. But other than that, everything else, life falls in play.
Yeah.
What about yourself? How would you address the drunk 21-year-old Dorian?
Honestly, there's quite a few things I would tell the 21-year-old Dorian. First, I would tell him, which you kind of touched on, definitely keep mind of the finances, because 21-year-old Dorian didn't have too much of a care in the world as long as the insurance was paid on his car, his cell phone bill was paid, and that was it. Rest of the money he would, of course he would, he would buy food here and there. And of course, he had the chow hall and the PX that he could, use, but he would, spend his money willy-nilly to get food. I would definitely tell him, just to save a lot of money up. Because, some of the struggles that I faced because I didn't prepare myself that way probably could have been alleviated if I would have started a lot younger, saving finances. I would tell him, I would probably also tell him to probably stay in the military and not get out. I mean, getting out did kind of help a little bit, but having that break and that gap work towards, for retirement, I would probably tell him to focus a lot more on his military career, even though that wasn't where his mind was at the time.
Your mind was that.
And honestly, the last thing I would probably tell my 21-year-old self is to never lose focus. Never lose focus. The 21-year-old me had a great thing going at the time. And, it's something that, of course, with age and maturity, you can see, and of course, hindsight is 20/20. But yeah, the person that the 21-year-old Dorian was seeing at that time was a good thing, and I would have definitely told young Dorian to hold on to that as best as he can. We know where things were going, and we definitely knew the potential of that person. Mm-hmm. But again, just losing focus and not failing to communicate where he was at and things that he may have needed at that time probably could have saved a lot of headache. But again, that's something that you learn and live from. But, overall, the experiences that I've had in that time have helped me, have shaped me into the person that I am now. I kind of live by the Jay-Z quote from his first album.
What's that?
Got to learn to live with regrets.
Definitely.
So, that 21-year-old Dorian, like I said, had a lot of potential, had a lot of things going. Mm-hmm. But if some things could have been held on to, communicated, and again, with focus, I think he would probably be in a way better spot than the Dorian that's here now. Not to say that I completely hate my life the way it's going now. I hate my life. Which I don't, because again, the life that I lived did give me my 2 daughters, and I know it probably would play out a little differently if things would change. But I don't think that life that I would tell my 21-year-old self to try to maintain would be any much different. I mean, some key players would probably be different, but
I would warn myself about the virus. Number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, I would tell myself to buy as much land as you possibly can and build an underground city for you and whoever you want to be there with you. But definitely an underground city and underwater on sewage system to live off the grid while all of this is going on, for the simple fact that this is probably where we're all going to end up at one point in time.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, if buying land would have definitely been something, I probably would have told myself, now that you're sitting here thinking about it, I probably would have told myself to get some farmland and start looking into farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely would have been helpful.
Definitely. 21-year-old self and drug screening. Okay, y'all. Here's my rant. I went to have a drug test done today, okay? Anybody who work in the medical profession where it was an industrial help, y'all don't do like childbirth or mending bones that I know of. Why in the fuck does it take me an hour to sit there to the time I got out the car to the time I got back in my car was an hour? Mm-hmm. There were only 3 people ahead of me. My name was the first one on that sheet of paper. Uh-huh. It means at the end of the other sheet of paper. Everybody got called back. And yet, it took me, even the chick that came in after me went in before me. And then she gonna call me and start processing me. This is just me and my little rant. However, why it gotta be so long? It don't take you, to me, that long. It doesn't take an hour to process everybody and input my stuff in the system. If you stop talking and do your work, we'll be fine. That's my rant. And yes, I passed the drug test. Dorian.
What? I didn't say anything.
I don't do drugs. The pre-employment drug screening nowadays are like, they're only testing for hard shit.
Yeah. And
a lot of pharmaceutical opioid. I don't do that. That mess with the lining of your stomach. I don't have time for that. So have you seen Tom and Jerry yet?
No, I have not.
I'm going to watch it this weekend. And I know you said you watched the Winter Soldier. No, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
He is so cute. I'm going to watch that. I did not know it was a series, so
yeah.
I got to get my mind
together. On the plus side of that, it's not as long as WandaVision.
I still ain't watched that. I said I was going to watch it the other weekend, but...
it's not as long of a series. When WandaVision...
got heavy.
When WandaVision was 9 episodes, this one is only 6.
Oh, I thought you... Okay, that kind of long.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only 6 episode series. So, yeah, it's going to be... Yeah, they're going to have to pick up the pace a lot faster than they did with WandaVision. But this one kind of set the pace, I think, for what's to come. So I'm excited to see what comes next. And this one was the one I was, out of all the Marvel stuff that was coming out, I was the most worried about this one. Mm-hmm. For the simple fact of course, you got 2 characters that kind of, at least in the Marvel Cinematic Universe at the time, kind of needed Cap. Mm-hmm. But now, now they have to be able to stand on their own. And it seems like they're at least setting the Falcon up right now, because this episode kind of mainly focused on Falcon. So it's kind of setting him up to stand on his own. And I'm ready to see where it goes. So, yeah, overall, I think, at least from what I've seen, it seemed like they kind of set the bar for this one. So I'll be excited to see where they take Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I am oblivious to the whole series.
We know. You've already said
but
that.
I'm going to watch it, though.
Watch it just for Anthony Mackie, or...
And that little gal, he's so cute. I'm oblivious, so I am going to watch it, and I'm going to learn. But I got to go back and watch the movie. Look, I got a lot of shit going on in my life. I ain't got time to dedicate an hour and a half to Marvel and they slow ass. Now, don't get me wrong. If this was werewolves, witches, and vampires,
you'd probably be all over the shit.
All over the shit.
Yeah, I mean, to Marvel, it's a particular liking. Like I actually listened to another show, and they were talking about the whole Marvel and DC thing, and of course with myself being a black nerd that watched that read comic books and played video games, stuff like that. Yeah, I was always on the Marvel side. I knew about DC characters, but Marvel's characters just attracted more to their franchise than DC did. So yeah, just being able to see this as an adult and kind of have a backstory, and know some details about some of these characters, it's a little bit more intriguing to me by someone that didn't, that maybe heard of some of these characters but never really knew of them. So yeah, I can totally get why you're not as attached to it, where someone like me, again, read the comic books and was there for a lot of these events. So yeah, it plays a little different on me than it would you.
I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the original movie. Mm-hmm. And we're going to call it a day.
Okay.
Because it's what'd you say? It's very intriguing.
Yeah.
Just to see how everything is. But like I said, if it was witches, vampires, and werewolves, or vampires and monsters and all this other good stuff, then yes, I will be able to be all over. But
Okay. But
at this moment, no.
thinking of vampires, and I get into this.
I don't know where this is going, guys. I'm sorry.
I get into this discussion sometimes with people, and I just want to get your take on it. So, speaking of vampires in the movie world, what series did you prefer? Did you prefer the Twilight series or Underworld?
Van Helsing. I like it very dark.
But I mean, Underworld was pretty dark, yeah. Compared to Twilight.
But you can't compare the two, in my opinion.
I know you really can't, but
that's like you can do Twilight and like the Vampire Diaries or something like that.
Or say more so Underworld and True Blood.
I have not watched True Blood.
No.
I refuse to watch it. It was cluttered in characters. And I can't concentrate on shit like that.
Okay.
So I did not watch it for that reason, because I knew that I get attached to characters because I write. Yeah. So I have to get attached to characters. It was way too many characters. It was too many characters to function. Everybody comes up and then people start dying and disappearing and heads coming off and this, that. I can't keep up. So I've actually forgotten about this series, to be honest. Now that I have a little bit more time for me during the day, I may be able to concentrate, but just watching it, no. But like you can probably compare October Factions and I'm not even gonna say Underworld, but Twilight and Vampire Diaries will probably be your closest one. Or even the series Sabrina was dark. Like, I was in love with it. It was extremely dark. And but Van Helsing, I love Van Helsing.
Yeah, I usually just get in those conversations because I usually just like to piss off the Twilight fans.
I mean, Twilight was a good series. Now, it was good. It was well written. I didn't say anything about well act. It was very well written to the point to where I was anticipating everything that happened. I actually learned a lot of structures when it came to writing because of Twilight. However, the acting was not there for the main characters. Yeah. It was there for, typically for everybody else, especially her dad. Yeah. But no. No.
So you didn't care for Robert Pattinson and
Bella Thorne?
Yeah.
Not so much. And like I said, the story was there, so it didn't make the acting seem so bad. But the last the last one I did not watch. When she found out she was pregnant, right when she was going into labor, she was in the kitchen and she was looking pale and about to die. Yeah. And all that other stuff. I didn't watch it anymore. Okay. So you seen part one of the last little movie. Yeah. Yeah. Ismay.
Yeah. I unfortunately watched the entire Twilight Saga, and that was only because of my ex-wife. But I used to always joke that Twilight should have ended with
the first movie.
It should have ended with the first movie, or even if anything, it should have. I joke and I say they should have went ahead and just had a vampire werewolf threesome and got it over with.
The werewolf and witch is called a tribrid, not a hybrid, but a tribrid, and that rolls into the originals and the legacy. You are not into.
Okay, you just. Yeah, you just took me into a whole nother realm with that one.
Yeah, see, they go to another realm too.
Oh, Lord.
She can't be killed. She's in love with a falcon. No, a phoenix. But that's a different story.
Yeah.
I won't nerd out on y'all. Y'all know I'm a thug.
Well, we already in the nerd bag already as is. We done stepped into it. Yes, we have.
Let's talk Harry Potter.
I can't talk Harry Potter.
Let's talk Dungeons and Dragons.
I can do Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, see, that's deep into the nerd bag. No. Speaking of, this lady made I want to say close to 15, 20,000 in 4 months teaching Dungeons and Dragons.
I wish I would have known that. I would have definitely tried to be in that bag.
Just because she did it does not mean that you can't do it. There are some Black people who want to learn how to do it, but they're embarrassed.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly used to be one of those. I remember I went to the comic shop. This was when I was 13, and yeah, it was me and two other my friends, and we just sat there and we saw the box for the Dungeons and Dragons,
D&D short for those who are in the loop.
Yeah, and for the introduction little board game, and I gave it a shot, and that's kind of sparked my imagination with D&D, and I didn't get back into it until I was in my 20s, and unfortunately, it wasn't with a group of fellow Black nerds that I was playing with.
Yeah.
But again, because for a Black person to play D&D was seen as an outcast, and then I just found a bunch of white people that were white friends that were into it, and it was my safe space, so to say.
Yeah,
I could be my nerdy self and, do certain things with D&D and open up my imagination more. But yeah, I've started to see more Black people open up about D&D because, you have those stigmas that are attached to it, where it's, demonic or it's too nerdy and everything else. But I got on one person before about D&D or role-playing games or whatever. And it's I used to tell guys that play Call of Duty all the time, okay, so Call of Duty, when you're playing online, you start at level 1, right? Well, yeah. And then you eventually level up, right? Yeah. And it's not you that's doing it. It's your character, right? Yeah. So you're playing a role-playing game where it just sticks to you because it's more macho stuff because you're shooting guns and throwing grenades. Mm-hmm. Vice, imagining that you're, some other creature or anything else, and you're playing, using spells and
cosplay.
Yeah.
Costume play.
Yeah.
That's where you go and you fucking play Halloween year round.
Well, I mean, you got that's more so along the line of LARPing. Live action RP, live action role playing. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
But I'm saying I'm trying to break it down for those who don't understand what cosplay is.
Yeah.
Because they think it's always tied to something sexual. And it's not.
It's not.
The people who have teddy bear fetishes, them bitches is weird. But I love y'all.
Yeah. I mean, well, you got two sides to furries.
Weird motherfuckers. Especially the ones that want the furries to be wet. Ugh.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't personally, let me disclaim that, I haven't personally been a furry or into furries or asked anyone or been asked. It's just shit that I read. I never research this stuff. It comes to me and then I research it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, you got some people that, just dress up for it. You got some people that dress up for it sexually, and you got some people that actually have a fursona.
A llama bear and a panda bear. A llama bear. Shit, that don't even sound right. Anyway, what you getting into this weekend?
Rest. That is what I'm getting into this weekend. Work has put me through the ringer. And just a heads up for everyone. Kind of go ahead and put this out there now. Convos in the Park will be changing its format.
We'll be changing our schedule.
Yes. Format's still the same, but yeah, we'll be changing our schedule to bi-weekly.
Format varies from show to show.
Yeah. Yeah, we will be changing our scheduling. We won't be. We tried our best to try to do it weekly, but for anyone that doesn't know, when it comes to being a creative, sometimes things can take its toll, and it can be stressful at times. And to kind of alleviate the stress and still be able to put out a good product, we had to come to a decision, and we decided, it's best for both of us if we just go ahead and do bi-weekly, where we're still able to give you the content that y'all deserve and that we want to put out, but we're not overexerting ourselves.
Yeah, so stay tuned. After this show is aired, stay tuned to social media. I guess we can come in for a quick drop to update the schedule. We'll update it on social media and the platforms for our podcast as well. And we thank you all for, tuning in when you do and when you can.
Yes.
One of my friends told me, she said, I got to concentrate at work. She works from home. She was like, this is why I haven't been listening, but I am going to listen. I got two or three episodes before now. 3 or 4 now. I want to listen to them at the same time, back to back. I just been so busy. I'm like, hey, you listen. The content is going to be there. We're not going to try to end it at any time soon. We're just changing.
Changing the way we do it.
Changing up the schedule. Give us time. Like he said, creatives, you need a space. You can't put a schedule on creativity, and we were putting a schedule on it. But we figured that, hey, this is what's not going to work and this is what will work. So we appreciate you, everybody, the listen, the follow, the share, the questions. I don't think I've had any questions pop up. But I will answer. I will personally return your call.
Yeah. Oh, and also for our YouTube listeners, I do highly apologize. I don't know what has been going on with the uploads. I've been trying to figure that out. You could probably ask Miss Every P. I just it's every week I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I do this, I do that, but I will get it together. And I know the last 2 episodes have not posted properly, so once I get everything figured out, then you will have a whole bunch of content to listen to, because you'll have 3 episodes to kind of catch up on the YouTube side. But if you can't listen on YouTube, you can still catch us everywhere else.
Awesome. Is it still going to post to YouTube early?
If I can get it to work, If I can get it to work, then it'll be on YouTube a day early. Or a couple of days early, because I think, we're along with the scheduling, the day is probably going to switch up as well.
Uh-oh, I'm not responsible for that. We'll get back with you on that.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah, but other than that, that is really all I have for this episode. Do you have any mental or financial tips for the listeners?
Fun money tip. Save your coins. Have you a catch-all jar, bar, or bowl, or whatever.
Wait. You want people, after your rant last episode, you want people to save coins?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Save them. Don't spend them. Because I am going to start writing a letter every day to the U.S. Mint to get them to stop fucking making coins and save money. Please help me. Y'all don't understand the severity of this for me.
It was hilarious to me, though. You were making valid points, but just how devoted you were to it. Just kudos.
It takes 97 cents to make $1. Look, that is my homework. I am going to give y'all the exact numbers of. I'm writing it down. I know y'all can hear me right. for the next episode, I am going to find out how much it costs to make every denomination of dollar that we have in the U.S. currency. You like how I use some big words on Anyway, I'm going to find out, and then I'm going to compare that to our big brothers to the north. They round everything up to the nearest nickel. Fucking fantastic. This is how they able to give everybody money every month. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I know for a fact it's at least $1,000 worth of change in this house. Easily.
Okay.
Wanna know why?
Why?
Because I know $50 worth of nickels to my daddy when we playing poker. He wanted to play by dollars, and I'm like, nah, motherfucker, we playing with nickels and dimes. I went to the bank and I got some money and straight nickels and dimes. You ain't finna rob me $1? You trying to teach me how to play poker? I might as well just drop this in your lap.
Yeah.
No, so I know easily is $1,000 worth of change.
Yeah, there's got to be a plenty of coins at my parents' place too, and I'm pretty sure it was plenty at my grandfather's place too before he passed. Because whenever we play, it was we used to play poker with coins, but mainly my father's side of the family, we played pity pat a lot. And it was, and we didn't play cheap. It was $0.25 every play. So
yeah. Now take me back to high school. We played Get Like Me or some Tonk for $5.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, y'all was big money then.
Let me explain something. To you about that pride that I got. Hey, baby, don't step cheap coming to play no Tonk with me. No. We don't do nothing like that. No.
Nah.
You know what them lunch ways be like.
Yeah. I didn't spend. I didn't do like that in high school. But I put some big money on some spades games before.
Mm-hmm. So you gotta be careful though. You gotta make sure your spade partner.
Your spade partner gotta be A1 because they start reneging. Yeah, that's a lot of money and probably some life gonna be lost.
Exactly. I don't know, $5 a hand on some Tonk, and shit. I'm going to the Cavs, get me some of them buffalo wings, some pieces of Chick-fil-A, something. I need that. Then when I started selling my illegal candy and all them snacks, easily, swiftly, made me about $200 a week. High school. That's a different story. But yes, I am writing a letter to the U.S. Mint every day. I'm fucking serious. That make no sense. Stupid ass economy. How it costs more to make a penny than what that bitch is worth?
And for anyone that doesn't understand why she's going so ham, please catch up to the last half. Actually, about the last 10 minutes of the last episode. And you'll understand why she's going so hard on the U.S. Mint.
Listen, honey. Do the research yourself. Look and see how much it costs to make $1 US. And then tell me how much that dollar worth. I'm telling you how much that dollar's worth by calling it $1. Then look up a nickel and tell me how much it costs to make that nickel. I want to say it was 6 cents. Then look up the penny. 1. And it costs how much to make 1? No. No, just stop. Just like we're the only fucking country that used the imperial system. We just all jacked up.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm tired of ranting. Mental health tip for the day. Don't stress about the current situation. Take a deep breath. Count to 10. Release if you can. If you can't hold it to 10, count to 5. Release. Do that about 5 times. And smile. It's okay. One last topic. I don't give a shit about none of that stuff what y'all talking about. Kirk Franklin was right. I forgot about this earlier. He was right. He told his son, I'll break your neck Goddamn right. And anybody who grew up in a black household or black neighborhood understood exactly what he was saying. And his son desired everything that come his way from his little 5'5" daddy.
Now, yeah,
I don't care what you say.
Now, a lot of people saying that Kurt Franklin is wrong, but he's human. He's human.
He's who?
He's human. He's a human being. He has faults. He's not God. He's not Jesus. He's not the Holy Spirit. He's going to fall short. So, yes, you caught him in a moment that was supposed to have been private, that his 30-year-old son decided to record.
His bitch ass son.
Let me make that clear for people that if you weren't aware of the situation. Kurt Franklin was heard in a conversation with his 30 grown ass son, and it was found out that he was cursing at his adult son.
I didn't hear any curse words.
Yeah, he called him bitch ass, and it was a lot of stuff out there, because I think it's like two different.
I didn't hear no curse words. I heard a father and a son in a heated discussion.
Yeah, and again, it should have been private, and even if it, even with him recording it, it's still their stuff, and I'm pretty sure I've heard plenty of church people curse in church. So
I know I done said damn plenty of times.
So this whole holier than thou routine, cut it out, because we all fall short somewhere. And if you think that you are perfect, go ahead and let me have a conversation with you so I can bring you down the peg. Because no one should be holier than thou. No one on this earth should be holier than thou, no matter what religion you follow.
Exactly.
So yeah, I will put that out there. And for people saying, "Oh, Kurt Franklin was wrong," again, he was talking to his grown ass son. Grown people. He wasn't talking to a child. And even if he was talking to a child, again, most black households, even some of the white households, you've heard some of this stuff come out of your parents before, even your grandparents. So don't act like it's something brand new. Let's stop with this damn cancel culture BS. Stop trying to cancel Kurt Franklin just because he said something that shouldn't quote unquote be said by someone in the gospel realm. We're all human people. Let it go.
So, Kurt Dwayne Franklin, his son Carry-On, whose birthday was on St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
Okay.
It was profanity. But all of these different interviews, and he's 32.
The son is?
Yes. All these different interviews that this man is doing. He's 51 years old. And his quote was, "I respect Carry-On. I'm not Carry-On's equal, though. I'm not his equal. I'm his dad," the singer added. I can't hear you when you are extremely aggressive when communicating. I don't understand why it's a problem, because he has what's called, even though his son is estranged, he has a relationship with him. It's a problem if Carry-On was out there using his dad's fame to do X, Y, and Z in a negative light, and his dad wasn't involved. But
I mean, in essence, that's kind of what he is doing.
But hold on.
Okay.
But if he wasn't to say anything about it, then he's a deadbeat dad who's leaving his son out there with no guidance. But now, because he is active, his son's just, out there, but he's giving him every ounce to come and be one with the family, straighten himself up. If he was to be an absentee father, it wouldn't be a problem in social media society eye. But because he can put his hands on him and be active, it's a problem because he's supposed to be a man of God. nowhere in the Bible does it say don't cuss your motherfucking child out.
True.
Matter of fact, it's one that says spare the rod, spoil the child. It didn't say if that motherfucker was grown or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, we are somebody's child when we're 87 years old.
Facts.
We are somebody's child when we 200 years old.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you are going to be a child forever to somebody. And he, at that point, decided that he wanted to verbally discipline his child. He didn't put his hands on him. He just let him know, don't try me, try Jesus. So that's my take on it. I don't care about none of that shit say. I ain't canceling Kirk.
Nope.
Just like I still listen to R. Kelly and Chris Brown. So fuck y'all. So now, they music ain't never did nothing to me. What the hell I'm gonna cancel their music for? I sure do.
All right, I think that pretty much does it for us, y'all. Unless Miss MVP got another rant to go on.
I'ma shut up. But I will get back to y'all on the cost of that mint shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah. But until the next time. Until the next time, y'all. Take care. Be safe out there. Take care of each other. And are you in that convo yet?
Merry Christmas. Good night.
I will see you next time. Peace.